let's wrap up real quick on this kind of extra factor that does kind of have to do with that. And I'll let you take the reins a bit on this to conserve my little voice. Sami mentioned this the other day, and I found this really intriguing because I've been thinking about this too. But the concept that Richard was going to kind of go not like away or on the run, like some people have intimated, but like kind of go silent or go into the background a lot more than he was last cycle, even without the SEC case ever being brought forward, to kind of mimic Satoshi anyway. As difficult as that may be for a guy like Richard, who, wants to talk about the principles of blockchain, is very opinionated, likes to get in spicy arguments, and is very smart. But it does, I mean, that idea, him going away and letting the products run on their own, which is, regardless of why he's done it, he has been doing that with this ecosystem. I think it kind of goes with a lot of principles that he believes in. Do you think, I will get your thoughts on that, but will he ever really come back, do you think, in whatever you would call full force streaming again, like after this case is over, when, and what might that look like? But yeah, what are your thoughts on all that?
Hell yes. Knowing Richard for as long as I've listened to him, I mean, I don't know him personally, but I've listened to every word he said in almost every one of his videos. I don't think I've not seen any of them. As many times as he knocks Satoshi for doing exactly that. That's the big thing. He always says, I'm here doing more than Satoshi's doing. And I don't even like Bitcoin, but I'm here protecting your shit. You know what I mean? That's number one. Number two, he's very prideful. He wants people to do well. He wants people to succeed. He wants to make 1 million millionaires. He said it. He would love nothing more than to make a group of people so successful that they've got nothing better to do than spend their money on longevity research, because that's one of the things that's passionate to him. What better way to do it, right, than to create a bunch of wealthy people? What's that? I love me some me. Yeah. He does. And he's very smart. So no, I don't think he will. Maybe one day, way down the road, whenever those type of things have happened. But if this case gets dismissed, I'm willing to bet that within 2 days you're seeing a live stream from him. I think he probably would have to wrap things up with his lawyers and get the final okay to go ahead and do things, because we all know that's why he's silent. Man, they said, don't do anything. We are in a very good place. Just don't. It's not worth saying a whoopsie and getting caught. You know what I mean? For something that you either A, didn't mean, or A, didn't say, that was interpreted the wrong way. A or A, whatever. A or B. There's, I just think there's way too much risk involved. And I do think once this is over, once it's, and even if there is a case, once that's over, I think he's back. He's not the type to just sit back and let things happen. He wants to tell people how great his product is. Simple. We all know Hex is great for what it is and what it does, and people still don't understand it. So, he needs to shout it from the rooftop. We need to shout it from the rooftops as well. But coming from him with the several 100,000 followers, he hits a lot more people. So, yeah, I don't think he ever goes away. I mean, not for a long time anyway.
I'm with you. Do you think, though, maybe, because I think you kind of agree with me on this, like his plan all along, like he likes to kind of drain the swamp, so to speak, as far as like, if people are going to sell, get them out of here,
Yeah.
So I think he does kind of proactively, whether it's just him not being around or whatever it is he has to do or not do to get people disinterested, to get them to sell, that we're going to eventually anyway. I mean, you do think he strategically uses that, though, don't you? Because
Sure. Sure.
He seems to like that idea, and I think it's
Yeah.
the best idea.
Well, it's one of the only ways to get the true believers to continue to follow you. If people are losing faith, whatever, in him, um, and they do sell, it's better for the price anyway. So all of these things add up. But yeah, he's only. I mean, I'm sure that is part of a tactic that kind of just coincided with his lawyer's advisement. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I don't think it's just that he's being that strategic right now, to not say anything, or maybe he is, and maybe the lawyers said we don't care, but I don't think so.
Yeah,
I think they're going to say, for the case that we have, we're in really good shape right now. Don't f it up. You know what I
yeah,
mean? By
yeah.
whether it's by mistake or not, it's not worth it. So yeah, I mean, yes, definitely probably a strategic play as well. Can't hurt, and it's worked. There's a lot of people that have sold their entire position that are no longer here. So
Hmm.
you know what that means? They're not going to be there when it goes up. They're not going to be there to sell. So
Yeah, yeah. No, I'm with you. I think the minute that he's able to come back, he will. But I think he does leverage, like, going away, not going away, but you know what I mean, just being more in the background during bearish times. So if people are going to get shaken out, I'll let them get shaken out because they were the non-believers anyway. So
yep.